Hello and welcome to the first video from Unique Woodcraft, and my name is Thomas. I'm gonna make a step today, or a little staircase that's planned for my mother. So anyway, we'll try and film this and see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. Well, anyway, you can see here what it's gonna look like, what it's meant to be. So that's the plan, and this is just a drawing from SketchUp, and I'll see if I can show you some detail as we move along through the different steps. Okay, I've cut the two side pieces, as you can see here, and then we'll rip the step pieces that are going to be approximately 320mm by 90mm. So we'll rip 8 of those, and then we can get along with drawing up our different angles on the sides for the step, and then we'll take it from there. So bear with me this. So the sides we're going to rip to, or the step, sorry, we're going to rip to 90mm. So we'll set the fence here for 90mm. Just to make sure. We'll start with 7 pieces because the top's a bit different. So safety first. Righto, so we've got 3 of these here, and they're going to be approximately 320mm each. So that's 6, and I need a couple more, so I'll just rip a few more. Okay, so I've moved on quite a bit now, and unfortunately my video source ran out of storage, so I had to stop, and I just carried on with what I was doing. So anyway, bear with me, and I can just show you my progress. As you can see here, I've been cutting the mortises for all the steps, and I've also cut the angle on the bottom and on the top as well. So now I just have to do the other side. We'll turn this over now. And as I was talking about before, I'm cutting all the mortises with this Festool Domino, which is perfect for the job, and it leaves no visible screws or nail holes or anything. So this is a really good job for this. And as you see here, this here is one of the step pieces which I've cut mortises in one end, and then it's got these loose tenons, as I showed you before, that fit perfectly into this hole. So it should be an ease to when we get to that step of our glue up. So now I'll just carry on with the rest of the mortise holes in the other side piece. Just another thing I would like to mention is that well, you don't need a Festool domino to do this little project. I mean, like you could easily just use screws or pocket screws. Even dowels would do the job. But this is what I've got on hand, so this is what I'm going to use, because it's only a staircase for a couple of small dogs. So strength is not an issue really. So it's just more of the appearance of the piece. I thought it'd be nice to leave out screw holes or nail holes in the side pieces. So when everything's glued up, it'll just look like one piece with actually no visible joinery or evidence of screws or anything being put into the side piece. So that can be done with all sorts of other methods. So just thought I'd just let you know that you don't need this fancy stuff to do the job. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so I'm just putting the tenons and the mortises here, and the steps, and I just apply a bit of glue. And again here, strength is not that big of an issue, so I'm not so worried about the glue spread out in the mortise. So I just give them a bit of glue so I know they won't slip out. And when I glue it up, I'll make sure that I've got glue on this face here, or this end. And then the same on the side piece, so I know that there's a proper glue bond there, so that it won't fall apart. And we'll do a dry assembly in a minute, so you can see what the staircase is going to look like. You see these tenons, they're a pretty tight fit, so it's a really good joinery method. Okay, so we're going to cut this last top piece for the top step, and that's only going to be 58 millimeters. So I'll just rip that. So we'll set our fence here to 58 millimeters. We'll just rip this. Just get our dust collection on. Just been using that for the dominoes. So see here I ripped the last piece. As you can see, I just made a mortise in the end of that, and this is going to go right here in the top here, like so. So now I just get a bit of view of that there, something like that. So now I just need to cut my mortise in the side piece for the tenon to go in, so I'll do that. Okay, so we're ready for a dry assembly, and I'm sorry I can't move the camera so you can see a bit better, but that'll hopefully get better in the future. So now to do is just put all the step pieces in. So this should be a piece of cake. Bit tight. This is what it's supposed to look like. So this should work out pretty nicely. Now, finally assembled with a bit of sweat and tears. But that's how glue ups go sometimes. Or not a glue up, this is just a dry assembly. Looks pretty good, I think. And the little detail there is because there's a windowsill that sticks out from the wall, so that's just to accommodate that. And before I go any further, I'm gonna go and see if it fits in its home, and then I'll do some finishing touches and roundovers and to make the piece look a bit nicer. Okay, so we're back in the workshop, and I have pulled the staircase apart again, just for transport reasons. And as you can see here, I had to cut a notch in one of the side pieces because on the wall there was a radiator that was in the way. But fortunately, it was only in the one side, so the piece that's most visible will be on the outside, and that's the one that hasn't got the notch. So that's all right. So anyway, I've sanded these pieces down, and now I'm just going to go over to putting some nice roundovers here, just the finishing touches. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll just find the router and my router bit. So I've got the router here, and as you can see, actually there is a nice roundover bit in there. It's not that big, but I think it should be alright, just to ease the edges. So that's what I'm going to do on this side here, and this side all the way up, except for, I'll show you here, where the top piece goes. Where the top piece goes here, this edge here I won't round over because that won't look very nice with the step piece going in there. So I'll just carry on up here and just take this side. So that's how we're going to do that. So I'll just get the router set up, and then we can ease those edges. Okay, so we're now going to make a roundover on this. So I'll just do that quickly here. You probably can't see that very well, but it's there. Maybe here you could see a bit better. Well, it's not much, but it's just enough to ease the edges. So I'm just going to carry on and do that around all the different sides of edges on the piece. Okay, so that's all the roundovers done, and you can see a bit better here. There we go. just a nice ease, just to make it smooth. And these pieces are actually going to get painted, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. And before I do the final assembly, so this, only the side pieces are going to be painted, because the steps are going to get a layer of carpet. They're going to get a layer of carpet on the top side, and then I think I'll finish it off with a little aluminium profile just to make it look nice. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. So I think I'll get on with the paint job, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, now first layer of paint has been applied, and this is the progress so far. This is just the first coat, so it's going to get a finishing coat afterwards. Looks good, I think. And if anyone was wondering what materials I've been using, it is birch plywood, 15mm birch plywood. You see I've got some of it here. So if anyone was wondering what that was, then that's what I've been using. It's a very stable plywood, so it's good for this type of project. Okay, so now we've got both of the side pieces painted, and I think it turned out pretty well. So now we've got the assembly left, and I decided to only apply glue in the mortise holes, because again, as we talked about earlier, strength is not an issue here. So and I don't think we'll get a really good glue bond here on the paint. So, and the tenons from the domino, they fit pretty tight in the mortise holes, so I don't think it's necessary to put glue on here when we're not really going to get any strength out of it anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's get to it. So there we have it, all assembled and glued up, and I've just got the clamps in there just to keep it in place, and made it a bit easier just to tighten things up. So that looks really nice. I'll just leave that there for a few hours, and then the only thing left to do is to glue the carpet on the step pieces. And that's what's going to happen in the next few hours. So anyway, all good at this stage. Okay, so I've got the carpet here, and just a nice sharp utility knife, and then just a scrap piece of wood here so I don't cut into my workbench. And we'll just cut some strips from this piece of carpet here. So we'll just measure here. There we go, and then we'll just cut this here. And there we have it. So I'll just cut a few more of those, and we'll be ready to glue them on the steps. So there we have it, all finished and assembled. And what we're going to do now is take a piece of carpet like this and just put on like so. And I've got some double stick tape here that I'll just stick onto the step, and then we'll just glue the carpet on top of that. And then I'll finish it off with a nice aluminium profile here, just to give it a nice look, so you don't see those rough edges of the carpet. So that's the plan anyway. So I'll just get on with doing that so we can finish it off. So there we have the carpet mounted. Just makes a non-slippery surface. So now all we need to do now is put the aluminium profile on the front of the step. But I have to go into the hardware store and get that first, so we'll do that next time. Okay, so now I've been to the hardware store and I have got some of this aluminium profile stock for the front of the step. So we'll go ahead and cut eight of those, and we'll get some holes drilled and countersink the holes for the screws, and yeah, we'll try and see if we can get them fitted. So let's cut a few of these. So now I've cut all the aluminium pieces, and as you can see here, I've drilled a hole in them, and now I just have to countersink them so it looks nice when I drive the screws in. So that's what I'm going to do just over here on the drill press. So now they're all countersunk, you can see here. So now we just have to get those mounted. Now I've got some 3x15 millimeter screws which should do the job. So we'll get that mounted. So I've just put this bit of blanket out on the table saw just to protect our workpiece. So I'll get on with mounting these. actually looks pretty good. I'll get a close up of it here. There you have it. That's what it's going to look like. And we'll just leave the top one, because the carpet's going to go onto the windowsill, and I'll have to attach that afterwards. So I'll just get on with the rest of them. So there we have it, all finished and ready to go home. I think it turned out very nice. And then the last piece will go here, and then the carpet will just come out on top of that, and that'll look nice. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please like this video, and we may do some more in the future with the other projects. So anyway, thanks a lot.